Hi, my name's Starla and I'm with Starla's Candle Making, and today I'm going to show you how to make tree bark tarts out of wax. If you want to find my site, simply type in Starla's Candle Making to any search engine and click on the link. This is what you're going to need. A 9x16 pan that is not Teflon coated, homespun rags that have been cut into little strips, another pan that has not been Teflon coated, a scraper, brown color block, and a cream color block. You also need a roaster for your wax, a scale, and an old coffee pot to put the wax in, and of course some scent. First thing I'm going to do is pour some wax out on this pan. This has already been scented, and I've used a little cream color, and what I'm going to do is make some of these crumblies, and they'll go on top of the bark. And to do this, you're going to let the wax cool down and chop it up. Now, working with wax takes a while. It's not as easily done as some of my other projects. So the wax is starting to cool down, and all you need to do is scrape the bottom of the pan and chop it like this. I'd suggest you wear an apron too, or some old clothes, because it does tend to splatter. Now, once they'll move around on the pan like that, they won't melt back together. And you can even make these up in advance. Different colors. They make a real nice topping for different candle items. Okay, and those are done. I'm going to put in an ounce of scent, because I have played with this coffee can for so long that I know it holds 2 pounds of wax, and you want a ½ ounce of scent per pound of wax. And I'm going to color this a dark brown. So I've taken my color block, put it in here, and I'm just going to swirl it into this wax. I want the base of my bark dark. And I'm simply going to pour it out onto this pan and let it cool for a minute. And the reason I have, you can see, the reason I have these weights at the corner is because this wax will make that pan buckle up on me. That's about 1/4 of an inch of wax in the bottom of that pan, and I've made sure it's a nice dark brown. Now I need to let that cool. To tell you how long it needs to cool, It's 7 minutes after 1 right now. The wax is cooling, and I think you can see better from this angle than the other. You can see a skim starting to form on top. Sort of looks like chocolate pudding. I'm going to take these off. I'm going to check and see. It's not quite ready, but it's getting there. But what you're going to do now is use a fork, like the one I've got here. And let me get a time check. It's 1:12 right now. So we've waited about 5 minutes. And of course that's going to depend a lot on air temperature, because air temperature has a lot to do with how fast. If it's really hot out, it's probably the best time to make candles, because wax tends to do exactly what you want it to. Okay, for these barks, what we're going to do right now is just really mess the top of this wax up, because we want all these little nooks and crannies. Now I'm going to let that cool. I'm not sure how to tell you how long. It's not going to cool all the way. I'm still going to be able to cut it, but it's not going to be completely hard. I just don't want the juices running together right now. And now I'm just going to slice it into pieces. This doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, you probably don't want it perfect. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 this way. And I'm going to do 3 this way. Maybe 4 today. The reason I'm cutting this now is because I want to get rid of these crisp edges, and the next step will do that. I probably cut this a little too soon. I should have waited a little longer, but it'll be okay. See, this is more like what I'm wanting. When I cut it, I don't want juice to go back down in like that. This is about right now. And we'll check it again. Yeah, this is perfect. Feels a little bit like cutting a cake. Got about the same resistance. And as you can see, there's no juice flowing, and I can lift this up off of there. So what I'm going to do now, I've already got another smaller pitcher of wax, and that needs to cool. In the meantime, I'm just going to sprinkle this over top. And I'm going to use some of these just for a little bit different color. And let me get a time check. It's now 1:19. You can see I've coated a couple pans with cinnamon. I buy it in bulk. And I'm just going to lay the wax bark on there when I'm done. And right now I'm also testing my wax to see if it's too hot to pour onto the bark. And yes, it is. I want that to cool down some more. So we're going to wait. Let me get a time check. It's 1:25. I'm going to pour this onto the bark and see how that's working right now. I really think I'd like for it to be cooler. Here's a close-up view of one. Actually, a close-up view of several, huh? This is what's left of a digital scale. I get a lot of wax on it. But what I'm doing right now is trying to find and pile these together so you get about 4 ounces each. The final step in these, if I'm shipping them, is to use my wrap and then tie a little homespun around them. There's my scissors. Thought I had them close. And that's how they'll look with the wrap on them. If I'm putting them over here in the craft mall, I just tie my homespun. And I'm going to do a few of these. It's 1:44. You can see how quickly this was done. Under an hour. So have a nice day. Keep making candles. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.